So with the upcoming Cruella movie, which I'm like half and half on, like I kind of want to see it because because like it could go either the way of a interesting movie, or more direct. It could be a total dumpster fire. It's on that knife edge for me, where it could be good. I'm not talking great, but like it could be a massive dumpster fire at the same time. And I'm kind of living. I'll be honest, I'm teetering on which side will win out. But as I did a video a while ago talking about basically for the Maleficent movie was like Disney, this new trend for Disney villain movies, which we've only had two. We've only had Maleficent got a sequel, but that was more her of the hero. So yeah, we had Maleficent. Now we're getting Cruella, and it leaves the question open of who else, like what other Disney villains could get live action movies, talking about their backstories. Also, from the trailers, it looks like they're keeping in line that Cruella is like a psychopath, so yeah. But who knows, maybe they'll try to make her sympathetic, because yeah, we could totally make someone sympathetic who tried to kill several animals. Yeah, PETA is knocking on the door, Disney. And also, I feel like this got fast-tracked after, seeing, Joker and Birds of Prey. I feel like that got fast-tracked. Don't tell me it got fast-tracked further, because yes, I know, those movies were in production, this movie was in production longer than Joker or Birds of Prey, but you can't look at those trailers and go like, I wonder what spurred them to move this project along faster. Anyway, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. What was that? Oh yeah, let's talk about this whole thing of what other Disney villains could get their own movies. So we've got a whole ton of candidates of classic Disney villains that could work as for movies. Now, there was a lot of talk of a Chernabog movie as like a horror movie, but I was like, that was years ago, and I don't think that movie's going anywhere. So I'm pretty sure the Chernabog movie is dead in the water. I also don't think we will ever get a movie about Frollo, because I sincerely doubt we would get nothing. It's a movie. That character is too dark for Disney. Yes, it is a Disney villain, but like he is too dark of a character to go into the whole backstory about. There's no way we're gonna get a Frollo movie. I'm just being real with you guys. Anyway, so what was another one? What was another character I don't think we could do in this day and age? I'm sure I'm forgetting it, but let's move on. So let's talk about some characters I think could work as Disney villain, for Disney villain movies. Starting off with Shang Yu from Mulan. So Shang Yu would be an interesting one, even though they completely threw him under the bus in the live-action remake. But if you did a live-action movie, this could be like a cool, rise to power, because for those who don't know, the Mongols were actually a lot more, historically, they were a lot more civil than history lets on. They're all treated like barbarians, and yes, they did some really horrendous stuff, but I think it would be kind of cool to see, Shang Yu growing up as a Mongol, and, growing up as a Hun, and, rising to power, and, you could even, maybe, you could definitely play a lot of that, and really play that the Huns were, were a lot smarter than people always thought that they were barbarians and, mindless monsters, when really they were actually really intelligent. So I think it'd be kind of cool to show, one man's villain is another man's hero. I think that'd be a cool way to look at it. Yeah, Shang Yu was seen as a monster, but really he was more you look at it from his perspective, it was yeah, China was right there, and it was coming into my land, so what the hell do you want me to do? Yeah, so that'd be a cool one. I don't know how well that would do in today's movie market, but I think it would be a neat kind of take on it, of just kind of showing that, the Huns were bad people, and I would show that, you know, Shang Yu was a ruthless son of a bitch, but, like, at the same time, I'd show, like, yeah, he had his reasons for, like, going out into conquering, you know, and invading China. Anyway, so there's one. Jafar is another one that would be really cool, because there's so many, like, stories you could do with Jafar. Like, how did he meet Iago? How did he, you know, learn about the Cave of Wonders? Who taught him magic? How did he get in good with the Sultan? I always thought, like, it would be a cool idea to have him, like, kind of be like the evil version of, like, the mirror of Aladdin, where he was this street rat who kind of clawed his way through the political ladder while also harnessing, like, dark magic and really playing with that. Like, maybe you could have, like, you could even throw in, like, maybe he served on Sinbad's ship. Sinbad is a public domain character, so you could have a Disney version of Sinbad in this story and have, like, a young Jafar as, like, a cabin boy, and he's slowly learning about, like, dark magic, and Iago was gonna squeal on him, turns him into a parrot, boom, he's now the sidekick. That would be a really cool idea. You could also have him learning about, like, the Cave of Wonders and the lamp, and also, like, eventually the road leads to him being the vizier of the Sultan. There you go. That's your story right there. I think, like, out of everyone in here, Jafar has probably, like, the most story to tell. I'm trying to think of, like, who else we could do. Like, there's so many villains we could do. Radcliffe would be freaking boring. Sorry, I don't want to hear about a rich white guy in Britain getting how he got to be a rich white guy in Britain. Sorry, I'm not interested. So yeah, here's another. There's Radcliffe. I don't care about Radcliffe. Shir Khan would actually be a fun one. Like, Shir Khan, an origin story, like how he became the most terrifying villain in the jungle. That would be really cool. Like really play up that why he hates man, how he became this just apex predator in the Jungle Book storyline. That would be a really neat. I think that would be a really neat storyline. I think that'd be a really neat story. The Evil Queen they've kind of done in other movies, but you could bring it back here. I think you could do, like, the Evil Queen would be another one I think could work as a villain movie. Absolutely. Now that the more I think about it. I don't know what that all is outside. I don't know if the mic's picking that up. So I apologize if the mic picks up, like, some background noise. As for other villains, I think I had a whole list of villains. Hades would be interesting because Hades, while yes, he is a total bastard in the Hercules movie, I think it'd be kind of cool to show, like, yeah, historically speaking, if you want to go by real mythology, the two gods we usually demonize in media are Hades and Ares, when in reality, Hades and Ares were the most chill gods out of all the gods. Yeah, Hades had the, for those who remember, like, yeah, Hades had Persephone, who, yes, he did kidnap and kind of manipulate to come back. It's Greek mythology. You can only make... The moral high ground is an anthill, people. But, there's a better justification of why Hades, you know, he did something really bad. Oversimplification in history, and there's tons of other videos to explain why Hades, even though he did kidnap someone, is still a nice guy, and do it better than I can. But I think it'd be kind of cool, like, maybe we can finally get Persephone, a Disney version of Persephone in here. Hades, for those who remember, like, he is the eldest of the gods, but he was cheated by Zeus to rule the underworld, so maybe in that version you could explain that, yeah, from Hades' perspective, he got cheated out of ruling, you know, all of life because his youngest brother was like, nah, son, I'll take over. I did save you guys from the Titans. You're welcome, by the way. Maybe we can even get Kronos. Yeah, we can get, like, a Disney version of Kronos. Or Typhon. Yeah, Hades would be a fun one. I think also Scar. Although, to be fair, I think that may be a little too soon, considering... Well, to be fair, you know, we just had a live-action Aladdin and Mulan movie, so I don't know if Disney would want to consider doing these movies these villain origin movies when you just did live action characters of them. So, you know, there is that. That's another caveat you have to do. I would say I'd be down for an Ursula movie, honestly, if we weren't getting a live action Little Mermaid. But I think, yeah, Ursula, because originally she was meant to be Triton's elder sister who got kicked out of ruling this underwater city, Atlantia, right? Yeah, she got kicked out of ruling Atlantia, and more or less wanted revenge and get what was rightfully hers. That's, you know, that would be neat. Scar, like I said, would be another fun one of talking about like how, well, they did kind of do his origin story already in Lion Guard, but yeah. The Horned King, absolutely, I would love to see a horn, but going back, I would say that that's probably too dark for Disney to try that. I think that's a little too dark for Disney, much like with Frollo, where it's like, I would love to see a Horned King-centric movie, maybe even get something right, and, you know, get something good out of, you know, something, because let's be real, the Horned King is the only thing you remember from Black Cauldron. Don't lie. That is the only reason anyone remembers the Black Cauldron is because of the Horned King. So just bring back the Horned King, do a movie all about his origin, and boom. But Disney won't do that because that story is uber dark, is really dark. So, yeah, you're just gonna, you know, as much as I'd love to see that, we ain't gonna get that. Gaston would be fun. Yeah, a villain story about Gaston, that'd be kind of fun. But the one like I keep going back to is the one I'd most like to see is either Jafar or Shang Yu's villain origin movie, because I feel like there's enough story there to really play with, you know? There's enough story there to really play with. But then again, I always thought, well, how are you going to do Cruella as a villain movie? And they've been showing, hey, you can make it look cool and interesting, and, you know, god damn it, if I am, like I said, this is a knife edge of either being really cool or being a hot dumpster fire that I'm going to enjoy watching burn. It's got my attention, I'll say that much. So, you guys tell me in the comments below, who do you think of the Disney villains would be really cool to get a villain-centric movie? What would you want the story to be, you know, stuff like that, and just comment below, let me know, and once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I will see you next time in the Multiverse.